So the stage is set. Some presidential candidates are ready to go. The first debate is just one day away. But the catch is the Commission on Presidential Debates isn't allowing one candidate to participate. And you can bet the commission is catching some flack for that. In fact, two original sponsors have pulled their support, Philips Electronics and the YWCA. The man who has been excluded, Gary Johnson, Libertarian candidate for president, joins me now for an exclusive interview. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And why do you think you were excluded? I want to tell people we have a little bit of a delay
Melissa,
here, so to bear with us. Sorry about that. I immediately made a mess of it. But why do you think you were excluded?
Well, Melissa, the Presidential Debate Commission is not a governmental organization. It's a private organization. It's made up of Republicans and Democrats. They have no interest in seeing a third party on stage, established after Ross Perot, really to prevent a Ross Perot from ever appearing in a debate again.
So what would you add to the debate? What do you think is going to be missing?
The third voice on stage that doesn't want to bomb Iran, the third voice on stage that wants to get out of Afghanistan tomorrow, bring the troops home, the third voice on stage that believes that marriage equality is constitutionally guaranteed, the third voice that would like to end the drug wars, the third voice that wants to balance the federal budget now or we find ourselves in a monetary collapse. The third voice that, hey, let's eliminate income tax, corporate tax, let's abolish the IRS, let's replace all of that with one federal consumption tax. I am embracing the fair tax, which I think is really the answer to American jobs. In a zero corporate tax rate environment, I say the private sector creates tens of millions of jobs.
So we know what you would bring to the table. What can you handicap for us what you think the other two guys are going to do tomorrow night? Who's got the strength? Who's got the weakness? How's it going to come out?
Well, let me offer a prediction. Either one of them get elected. We are going to find ourselves with a heightened police state. We're going to find ourselves in a state of continued military intervention that has resulted in hundreds of millions of enemies to this country that but for those military interventions would otherwise not exist, and that we find ourselves in a continued state of spending and debt that are absolutely not sustainable. My prediction.
We know that from polls that you trail both candidates by a pretty wide margin. There's an ad that I'm going to play that I've seen aired on various stations that is, I believe it's paid for by a super PAC that supports you, and it sort of shows, two mad scientists creating a Frankenstein-type creation, and you're not sure what it's going to be, and it turns out that it's sort of I guess it's sort of an elephant maybe representing a Republican. What do you think about this? I mean, does this ad do what you want it to do? Do you think that is it your style?
No, it's not my style at all, and it is a super PAC ad, so we don't have any control over it whatsoever. I'd like to make a pitch to everyone watching. Get on our website, Gary Johnson 2012. We've produced some really cutting-edge stuff that I think really gets at the heart of the issues today. You know, I'm appreciative of a super PAC putting out an ad like this, but Melissa, no control over it whatsoever, and it's not a message in line with my style.
So what do you think you could do to pull ahead and be significant at this point, to get some serious votes and maybe have a chance? Is there a stunt you could do? I mean, what could you do right now?
Well, getting in the debates, that would make the difference. And let me just point out something that I think is obvious, maybe not so obvious. I'm polling at 6% nationally. Do you hear my name 6 times every time you hear Obama's name or Romney's name 100 times? Well, no. You hear my name 1 time for every 5,000 times you hear these guys' names. If I was just being reported right now for where I'm at from a polling standpoint, I suggest to you that the 6 wouldn't be 6, that it would be 8, 11, 18, that I would be the next president of the United States, because I think people really understand that we're in deep doo-doo in this country and that we can't bury our heads in the sand. And really, when you listen to Obama or Romney, by extension, I guess we think Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy are coming.
Well,
They're not. We've got to fix this. It's mutual sacrifice on the part of all of us, but these guys aren't doing, neither party, very status quo, are doing anything about this at all.
I hear you, and we gave you your time because we are fair and balanced, and we are in deep doo-doo in this country, so we very much thank you for coming on tonight, Gary Johnson. Of course, be sure to watch Fox Business.